It's not every day I get a chance to drive a Rolls-Royce, and it's not every day I get a chance to drive two.
Last summer I received a phone call from the nice people representing Rolls-Royce in Poland, asking whether perhaps I'd like to drive one of their cars from Leipzig to Warsaw. It'd be rude to decline, so of course I agreed. And then it turned out there are two rollers to drive. So together with a fellow journalist, we got on a plane, flew some 700 kilometers west, and after feasting on German food, we picked up the keys to a Ghost and a Phantom Coupe.
So here I am in the Rolls-Royce Ghost. Ghost is the smaller of the two. You saw me sitting on the back of a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and now I'm in a Ghost, in the baby Rolls, let's say. There is nothing baby about it. This car is absolutely huge, but smaller than the Phantom. The Ghost has been designed to appeal to the slightly younger customers, and customers who would like to drive this car every day. Rolls-Royce says Phantom is for very special occasions. Not sure if you can hear this, but I'm going along some very, very bad back roads. I'm driving this car from Leipzig in Germany to Warsaw in Poland, and we decided to take some back roads to test this car even further, because on the motorway it's absolutely quiet. It's Jesus, that was a big truck. See, this car is still that big. Anyway, back to the motorways. On the motorways it's absolutely quiet. You don't know whether you're doing 130, 160, 200. You don't really hear it. It's very, very quiet. Also here it's quiet, but I do feel that the suspension has to work hard because of the roads. Under the bonnet is a V12 engine. It's a rare opportunity because these V12 engines will be disappearing. So if you ever wanted to drive a V12, get an old Jag or get a new Rolls. Brilliant. I can just step on the accelerator and off I go, warp speed. This is when the power reserve meter kicks in. I have 3 dials in front of me. There's a speedometer in the center. On the right there's a fuel gauge and water temperature gauge, and on the left there's a power reserve gauge instead of a rev meter. So now when I'm driving at a constant speed, I've got about 95% power reserve, but if I step on it, the power reserve goes down. Inside this car, everything is bespoke. You can specify and order just about anything. The man from Rolls-Royce told me that, for example, this veneer can be specified from wood, which is from a tree which grows in your garden. They had this case once. One of the customers said, I have a tree in my garden, I like it, and I would like it to be a part of my Rolls-Royce. So the man from Rolls-Royce came, they cut the tree down, and then they had to inspect it, whether it meets the Rolls-Royce standards. Fortunately, the tree did meet the Rolls-Royce specifications. I like the old school accents inside this car. For example, to close the air vent, there's a knob which you push or pull. These air vents are made of aluminium. There's a lot of leather, and this leather comes from bulls. Why bulls, not cows? Well, because bulls are bigger and you need a lot of leather in one piece. Rolls-Royce says it's a myth about bulls being raised on special farms where there is no barbed wire. They use alpine cows and they inspect the leather. Another interesting accent is the air conditioning. Instead of your modern settings where you can set things to, let's say, 20.5 degrees, here you just have these levers with red and blue colors on it, and depending on your preferred temperature you just set them somewhere, well, in the middle. Now the Ghost, being more modern, is equipped with some of the latest technology from BMW. You will recognize this navigation screen, but everything else seems very Rolls-Royce. Okay, so there is this controller. They don't call it iDrive, obviously, they call it a controller. So operating the sat-nav is similar to BMW. This car, as it is specified, costs about 250,000 euros. The Phantom, which is following me, costs about 300,000. It's slightly bigger, it's more luxurious, but it has less technology on it. For example, this car has active cruise control, it has lane keeping assist, that sort of stuff that we know from, let's say, BMW. The Phantom doesn't have that. Even the sat-nav is more concealed, because Rolls-Royce claims that customers who buy Phantom, they don't want to see all the electronics, they prefer the old school dashboard layout. I'm in a Rolls-Royce Phantom now, and I feel like I'm in a much older car, meaning the driving position is different. I have this huge steering wheel in front of me, very thin by today's standards, and I have this commanding position, commanding view of the road. I see this long bonnet in front of me. I'm sitting much higher than in the Ghost. This cabin also feels much more spacious. It may have something to do with the fact that it's finished in white leather, but I also don't feel so cramped. There is more space here around my legs, and all the electronics and gadgets are hidden from my eyes. I mean, even if I want to set the seat position, I have to open this little compartment here, and then I can move the seat about. While I'm here, there is also the star-lit roof. I can press this button and little LEDs come on the roof. So that's very nice. It looks quite good during the day, and I can imagine it's really striking at night. The layout when it comes to dials is similar to the Ghost. I have my speedometer, my fuel gauge and my power reserve, but sat-nav is better hidden from the eyes of the driver and the passenger. So if I want to turn it on, I press this button on the steering wheel, sat-nav opens. It's kind of like James Bond. The clock disappears and sat-nav opens. This is a coupe, and the doors open the other way round than we're used to. These are so-called coach doors, and afterwards I can close them with one of these buttons. One is for the left door, the other one is for the right door, because obviously I wouldn't be able to reach out about a meter out. Ghost, Phantom, the spirit of ecstasy. I'm not sure whether people who buy Rolls-Royce cars are very spiritual, but we took a short detour and we ended up here. That's Świebodzin in Poland, not Rio de Janeiro, but still, big Jesus behind me. Never mind, the Jesus is in no way related to these cars, but I wanted to do the summing up here. And the summing up is that if you want a car to drive to the office every day, a proper limo, you take the Ghost. But if you want to feel special, if you want to feel like an English gentleman, you really do want the Phantom. And the Phantom is the car I would choose any day.